You know, I travel a lot. As a congressman, one of your jobs, and one of the things you need to do, obviously, we deal with foreign policy issues and issues of what's going on around the world. And so one of the things, you know, you get to do is to go see other countries and go see other places. And I did that recently. I recently just got back from the Middle East. That's a whole set of issues in itself. But the thing that really stood out to me, and it's a story I like to tell, is I just got back, it was probably 6 months ago or so now, from Africa. I was in Kenya, I was in Ethiopia. And I have a real heart for the continent of Africa because I see Africa as the next, you know, either front in the war on terror, but also the next opportunity for real economic growth. I mean, if you remember, over the last 10 years, we basically have come a long way to eradicate AIDS in Africa and some of the issues there. And so I have a real heart for the people. And so I was in Kenya and Ethiopia, and part of what we were doing was just seeing, you know, what is America's role in these countries? You know, you hear a lot in the current political environment about just bring everybody home and let the rest of the world be the rest of the world. But one of the things that always strikes me in this, and maybe it's a background from being in the military and all this, I don't know, but one of the things that always strikes me is when you go to another country, you go to Kenya, kids there are just like kids here. You know, they look different in some cases. Sometimes they speak a different language, and you know, maybe they were raised with a different background. But these kids want to be teachers. They have aspirations. They have hopes. And what you see is that either they can take a path towards, you know, success, whatever success looks like to them, achieving that full God-given potential, or in some cases they take a path that leads to some of these kids being recruited into ISIS, or being recruited into gangs or problems like that. And the thing that always hits me when I do trips like this is how good we really have it in this country. We have challenges. I mean, we have a national debt that's out of control. We have too many people looking for work that can't find it. We have a middle class that's losing income on a real basis, that wants to grow their family and wants to grow their income. But we have an amazing country. And the challenges that we face here, we should debate, we should talk about, we should take very seriously. But I always try to remind people, let's never forget the fact that there are about 4 billion people that don't live here that would trade places with you in a heartbeat because they would love to be an American. And that's what drives me. And so in the political tone right now, you know, on the one hand, you have a candidate that runs around and talks about how everything's terrible now, and everybody's stupid, and everybody's, I actually heard Donald Trump say the word dummies, call people dummies, which I haven't heard anybody say that since 4th grade. And it's that kind of tone where I realize, look, he's tapping into people's real anger. And that's a real thing. But leadership, and this is the commitment I make to you, whether you vote for me or whether you don't, it doesn't matter. As long as 51% of you vote for me, that does matter. No, but you know, whether you vote for me or not, I think one of my jobs as a leader is not just to exploit your insecurity and your anger, but to show you a way out, to show you a path forward. And I mean, America, with all the challenges we have never failed. Many of you in this room remember tough challenges that we've been in.